Okay, so if we want to get married, we have to start planning and getting everything ready right now. There are a lot of little things that we have to start working on. And aside from all of that stuff, we still have to figure out where we are going to live. Do you have any ideas about what we're going to do? The housing prices in the city have only been getting higher and higher over time. It's crazy.
How would you feel about just moving in with me at my place for now? What do you think?
The place you're living in right now? But when is your lease up? How long would we be able to stay there?
My dad bought this place for me kind of as a gift when I was 25 years old. So this is just my house now. I own it. It's all mine.
Wow, really? So you've been a homeowner this whole time? I never knew. You're really something, Julie.
Who, me? And this little old house. No way. I don't know if I deserve all of that praise. You're kind of embarrassing me. Anyway, the whole place is a little over 700 square feet. So I think it should be enough space for the two of us to share it for a while. My dad got this place for me when I was younger to help me have a plan for my future. He got it so that I could have an easier time looking for a place to stay later after I got married. He really thought things out, and I appreciate him for it, especially now. Housing prices are really high here at the moment. And like you said, things are only getting more and more expensive as time goes on. It's good that he planned ahead for me because it would have been kind of hard for us to find something else in this area right now if he hadn't.
Yeah, you're right. Your dad was a really smart guy. Then, since you're already doing a lot when it comes to us having a place to stay together, I'll go ahead and take care of all of the other things, like remodeling and stuff. I'll do it all. Wow. My girlfriend is a homeowner.
Oh gosh. You are so embarrassing.
Wow. I'm still so surprised. But if your dad got that house for you when you were 25, how much do you think its worth has gone up by now?
I'm not really sure about that. Maybe it's worth 1 or 2 times more than it was when we first got it. I guess it's been a little while. But one of the great things about this place is that the public transportation in the area is really good. The subway is really close and there are a few bus stops within walking distance. And there are a lot of amenities and stuff around. Everything we'd ever need is all very close. So yeah, there's not really any reason to try to find a new place and move.
True. That is all really good. I agree. But even if all of that wasn't true, I still didn't really mind picking you up and dropping you off and stuff from time to time. I always thought the neighborhood was really nice. Well, anyway, this is really great. I feel so relieved. Now that we've got the biggest problem solved, all we really have to worry about is taking care of the smaller things like the wedding ceremony itself and finding a good photographer and stuff.
You seem to be forgetting something else, silly.
Oh, and what is that?
I have to meet your mom, of course. You still haven't introduced us yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. Oh man, I must be really out of it. This is another one of the many reasons why I need you, huh?
Ugh, I can't deal with you.
Oh, Julie! Welcome!
Hello, Pamela.
Was that last year when I saw you for the first time? I think I might have passed by you on the street somewhere once before. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am. That was me. I am finally able to greet you properly now. Hello, my name is Julie Green. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. You don't have to do all of that. I know exactly who you are. I have been waiting for a very long time to meet you, Julie. Oh my goodness. How have you gotten even prettier since that first time I saw you?
Oh, it's no big deal, really. You deserved a proper introduction from me, and I was happy to give you one. And you are so beautiful. I actually didn't even recognize you at first. For a minute there, I was convinced that Darren had a pretty young aunt that he hadn't introduced me to yet. How do you look so good? What are you doing to stay looking so young?
Wow. I see you are very skilled in the art of flattery. I guess you have been able to use that skill to make it pretty far in society.
Whatever do you mean? I was being genuine. You really do look great.
My Darren has really high standards. He can be very particular when it comes to women. So I'm sure you can imagine how curious and excited I was to find out he was able to jump over all of the hurdles he sets. Now that I am finally getting the opportunity to talk to you, I see that you are not only beautiful, but you are also polite and well-mannered. And you seem to have a good heart, too. I am truly impressed.
Oh, I appreciate it. But I don't know if I deserve that much praise.
Honestly, this is the first time I've ever had the opportunity to meet one of my son's girlfriends. I am so excited to get to know you. You have no idea how long I have been waiting for this day. This is all so nice. He tells me that you two have decided to get married. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. That's right. This is all a little embarrassing for me, but Darren really is a good man, and he has been treating me very well. I'm glad to be with him, and I am happy to have met him. I don't think there is any man in the world that could be any better for me. He's such a good guy that I don't ever want to let him go.
Yes, that is all true. That's my son, all right. I gave birth to him, and I know that I have raised him well. Isn't that right, Darren? Oh, come on, Mom. You can't just say anything to anybody like that. Please don't do this. I actually know all about how popular my son is with young ladies and how much sex appeal he has. You have no idea how many matchmakers I met up with when this guy was in his 20s. I learned a lot. It was kind of my only option. He would never introduce me to any of his girlfriends or bring them home to meet me for some reason. I never got it. He would always just tell me that he hated it. Oh my gosh. Really, Mom? Please stop. What are you even talking about? Can you please not do this in front of Julie? Please? Oh no. What did I do now? Have I said too much?
Oh well, things like that can happen sometimes. He truly is such a sweet and kind person, though. I feel very lucky.
Oh yes, I know all about how charming my son can be. I can assure you, he's really got you now. You have truly been blessed.
Yep, you are right about that.
Anyway, so the two of you have decided to get married. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard some things from Darren, but not everything. Did my son do a good job when he proposed to you? You know, the two occasions that women tend to remember for the rest of their lives are the moment when they were proposed to and the day they gave birth to their first child. Your whole life can change depending on what the man does during those two times.
I know he really should have gotten your permission first, but he just went ahead and went through with it. I really am sorry about that, Pamela.
Oh no, it's not like we're in the old days or something like that. Things are different now than they were before. Don't worry so much about it. I am very glad that the two of you have decided to get married. I've been waiting a very long time for my son's wedding day. I don't have any reason to be against it.
Thank you so much, Pamela.
However, I do have one condition.
A condition?
I heard from Darren that the two of you are planning to stay in your house. You're living alone now, and you want to share. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Rather than spending so much money and going through all of the work that would come with building or finding a new place, we decided that the house that I already have now would be good enough for us to live in. It seems like the best decision. We have been planning to start our lives as newlyweds here. We've been talking about it for a little while, and I think it will work out well.
Okay, well, I can help you out by giving you about $40,000 to cover the wedding fees and whatever else you might need. So you can just put both of your names on the house.
I'm sorry?
Why are you acting like you don't understand me all of a sudden? How are you already unable to read messages? I said I can give you around $40,000 for the wedding fund, so you can put the house under Darren's name too. Make him a co-owner.
I'm sorry, but I think you might be misunderstanding what the situation is and how I got this house in the first place. I didn't save up money or anything to buy this house myself. It was given to me as a gift. My dad bought this house for me a long time ago.
Yeah, so I heard. But what in the world kind of man would like living in a house that had already been lived in by a woman? This is your mother-in-law trying to look out for you by giving you some extra money. I am giving you $40,000, so please just take it. After you do that, you can put the house in both of your names. You can make Darren a co-owner. That way, both of you can get a share. And of course, you have to make sure you're splitting it all 50-50. That would be the most fair way to do things.
Oh, Pamela, I don't think it would make very much sense to do all of that. Don't you think so too, Darren?
Yeah, Mom. I have to admit, that would be a little bit weird.
I have not received $1 single from Darren for this house, and I don't plan to. My dad got this place for me to live in. It belongs to me. So why would we put it in both of our names all of a sudden?
What are you not getting? I am trying to tell you that I'm going to give you $40,000. You already have your own house, so once you and Darren get married, Darren won't ever have the opportunity to receive any of the benefits that come with owning a home. What would he do then? It wouldn't be fair to him.
Well, I already own my home anyway, and I have for a long time. There really isn't any reason for him to be added to any kind of paperwork.
My son is taking on a really big loss from moving into your house. You would be the only one not missing out on anything. Honestly, $40,000 really is a lot of money, isn't it? Why can't you just accept it? What's the matter? And when you're a married couple, you are always supposed to be splitting your wealth, aren't you? At this rate, you wouldn't be losing out on anything, and it wouldn't be fair to Darren.
I'll just not accept the $40,000 then. We were able to get married without that money anyway. How much would doing all of that stuff even cost? You're asking me to put my home in both me and Darren's name for $40,000? Are you saying that because you don't know how much my house is worth? We'll just not accept the money and get married on our own and without any type of financial assistance from you.
Who even said that you two could get married anyway?
What? What do you mean?
If you aren't going to accept my only condition, I have no choice but to be completely against this wedding. I won't support it. Mom, what are you saying? How can you be against us getting married all of a sudden? You be quiet. I can say whatever I like. Are you only with this girl because you let her think you're a pushover?
Pamela, when did I show any signs of thinking Darren is a pushover? And how do you think you can meet me for the first time? Tell me you're going to give me $40,000, and then just tell me to put Darren's name on my house. You don't even know how much my house is worth.
Okay, I see what you're up to now. So what you're trying to do now is ask me for more money. Is that it? Is that what's going on here? Wow, what a sly little brat. I can't believe this is happening.
No, Pamela, that is not what I meant at all. It seems like if we keep talking about it now, this might turn into an even bigger argument. I'm sorry, but I'll be leaving the conversation now. You can continue to have this discussion later with Darren. Or maybe we can talk about it some other time, should the opportunity arise. But right now, I refuse to be a part of all this. I'll be leaving now.
What? Wait! Julie! Julie, wait! Julie, even after all that was said earlier today, how could you just leave the conversation the way you did? I think all of that could have been handled a little differently. I think maybe it would have been better to just hold back a little and put up with what she was saying. Maybe you could have tried a bit harder to at least hear her out. Then after that, maybe you could have waited for the situation to calm down a little more before responding. Right?
What else do you think I should be forced to put up with, Darren? How much do you think I should have to endure? Do you think that makes any kind of sense? What are you thinking? Do you really actually think that I should have just stayed there and put up with that type of treatment?
No, I honestly thought it didn't make a lot of sense either.
See? That's right. All it takes is just some common sense. She was asking for something unreasonable, and I didn't deserve any of that other stuff either.
Yeah, but Julie, as I kept listening to her talk after you left, I realized that she kind of had a point. Some of the things that she had to say started to make some sense to me after a while. I think you might have gotten a little too worked up, and maybe you didn't really listen to what she was trying to say because you were so emotional. Maybe we could try talking about it again after everyone has calmed down.
What? Are you trying to gaslight me right now? What the? How can you think that any of that stuff she was saying made sense?
I mean, if you really think about it, Julie, honestly, if we get married right now, my money would be your money, and your money would be like my money. Why would it really matter if we have both of our names on the house? I don't really understand. How would it even make a difference if I became a co-owner? Would you mind just thinking about what my mom was saying just a little bit? Please? It just seems like it would really put her mind at ease. It wouldn't be that big of a deal to have both of our names on the house, right? Is it really that big of a deal, Julie?
Do you think things like this are a joke? And this house isn't just any house, Darren. It's important. This house holds a lot of meaning for me. My dad got this house for me before he passed away. I can't just do something like this. Not only would it be against his wishes, but this is one of the only things I have left of him. Why would you ask for something like that all of a sudden anyway? The thought never even seemed to occur to you before that conversation we had with your mom. I mean, maybe if by chance some kind of problem or something came up later, there wouldn't be anything we could do about that, and we'd have to just figure things out in that moment. And what do you mean by my money is like your money and your money is like my money? Are you not just thinking about yourself by saying that my money belongs to you?
Julie, is it really that important whose name is on the house? And what do you mean about some kind of problem coming up later? What kind of problem are you talking about? Have you already started thinking about breaking up with me over all of this? Wow, this really is a lot. I don't know what to think right now. All of this time, I have been thinking about how happy I would be after getting married and spending the rest of my life with you. It's been the only thing on my mind until now. How can you already be thinking about breaking up? How long have you been feeling this way? Have you been thinking about breaking up with me the whole time we've been together?
I haven't been thinking about breaking up with you, Darren. What I'm trying to say is that there are some things that people just don't know. No one knows the future. I was just trying to consider all of the things that could happen to us and our lives after getting married. Marriage and contracts and things like that, it's a really big deal. We have to think carefully about the decisions that we make together. And actually, I have been offering you a whole house for free without any strings attached. I don't understand what the problem is. Why are you being so stubborn about this joint ownership thing anyway? If we really did go through with it and split everything 50-50, do you have any idea how much money that would even be? Are you trying to figure out the value of the house or something? Is that it?
No, I wasn't really thinking about that. All of this is what my mom wants, regardless of the value of the house. It's not like my mom is going to live for 50 or 60 more years, and she isn't as strict as other people's in-laws are. She said she only wants that one thing. Can you not just play the good daughter-in-law this time and just fulfill her one request? I don't think she's asking for too much.
Don't make me play the good child for you. You do it yourself.
You know that isn't something I can do, Julie. It's your house. Can't you just think of it as some kind of compensation or something?
What kind of compensation should I give you? I don't owe you anything. Do you even know how all of this stuff works? Who made that kind of promise and when? Don't you know that once you submit that paperwork, everything is just done? Whether it works out or not. Are you saying I should be taking a chance on my house? My home and one of the only things that I have left of my father? This is a really big deal, Darren.
What are you even talking about?
I don't know what it is that you're not understanding. I'm trying really hard to explain to you how serious this is. You should be grateful for how I'm talking to you right now.
It's not like I'm just asking you for money or something, Julie. I'm not asking you to buy me anything. I'm just asking you to put my name on your house. I want to be made a co-owner. Is it really that serious? Why do you keep giving me all of these excuses? Do you really feel like that house is just everything?
What are you even saying to me right now, Darren? And so what if I do feel that way? You know, I don't want to talk anymore, so let's just stop.
Hey, Julie. So, I've been really thinking about it since we last talked.
I hope you've been thinking about the right things, or I'm gonna be really disappointed.
I was going to pay for all of the furniture and remodeling and everything. But what would that leave me with? You would still end up with the whole house, and there wouldn't really be anything left for me in the end.
Is that how you're really seeing all of this? Okay, well, if that's the case, I'll just pay for half of everything.
I just don't get it. Why do you have to make it all so complicated? You only have to make me a co-owner. And didn't you hear what my mom said that day? Are you saying that I can't even make you an offer just because you own the house?
Man. Darren, I'm really getting tired of all of this. Why do we have to keep having this same conversation every day? We just keep on repeating ourselves over and over. It's always the same. Nothing has changed. I guess I just have to figure out a way to say it even more clearly. This whole joint ownership thing? I will never do it. It's not going to happen. Ever.
But why, Julie? Why do you have to say it like that? Why do you have to keep insisting on not doing it?
It's not like I'm just talking nonsensically. My parents worked hard and saved their hard-earned money to get this house for me. This is one of the only things I have left of them. If my dad could hear all of these conversations we've been having, he'd burst out of his coffin.
Can't you just look at it from my perspective for a minute and think about what all I would be losing out on?
If you really think you're missing out on so much by not being a co-owner on this house, then you can just go ahead and find another girl. You can find one that doesn't even have a house at all and marry her instead. That would be much easier. We're through, Darren. Don't contact me again.
Wait, Julie? What are you saying? Julie! Please just listen to me, Julie. It seems like we're all just a little worked up right now. Please call me if you see this message, okay? I know you saw my messages, Julie. Why haven't you called me? I'll just go ahead and apologize. I'm sorry. I really am. Okay? So let's just go ahead with the wedding as scheduled, okay? Julie, please just think about all of this. We really don't have to take it this far just because of something this small. How long have we been together? Our relationship is worth more than this. We need to get together and work things out. Let's meet up and talk about it in person, okay? Let's just talk about it all again face to face. We can work this out. Julie, I get it, okay? I get it, and I can understand how you must be feeling right now. It must be awful. My mom told me she's been trying to call you. I know you're mad at me. I get it. But, Julie, I'm begging you. Just give my mom a call, okay? I can understand you not wanting to talk to me, but you don't have to be this way towards my mom. This isn't even really about her. This is about you and me anyway. And we're all adults here. Come on, Julie.
Oh my gosh! I am so sick of all of this! You are so annoying! I could just die.
Julie! I'm so glad to hear from you. I thought you blocked me or something. I guess you really were looking at all of my messages. I feel so relieved right now.
Stop messing with me, you big jerk!
What?
I haven't been able to live my life because I keep getting all of these notifications and messages from you. You've been driving me crazy! Even if I silence the app, your face just keeps showing up. I feel like I'm losing my mind. You are so annoying. All I have to do is respond to your mom, right? Then you'll leave me alone? You'll stop harassing me? I'm positive you said to just answer her call, right? Neither of us is going to regret this later, right?
Please don't do this, Julie. Let's just meet up and talk about it, okay?
Meeting up and talking would suggest that there is a chance of us getting back together. I have absolutely no intentions of getting back together with you, Darren. So we don't have any reason to meet up. Do you understand?
Please don't be like this, Julie, honey.
If you call me honey one more time, I'm really gonna lose it. Please just stop talking to me.
Hello? Julie?
Yeah, it's me. I'm here.
Oh, Julie! I heard about everything from Darren. He told me about everything that happened. He said you were really upset.
I don't know if I would say upset. I was just forced to step back and look at this whole situation again more rationally. I've had to do a lot of thinking about Darren and our relationship.
No, please don't be like that, Julie. It was me who was in the wrong. This is all my fault. I started all of this. This is the first time I'm experiencing everything that comes with having a son getting married. I didn't even know what I was saying to you that day, really. I'm really sorry about all of it, Julie.
Yeah, well...
If you decide to just do what you were going to do in the first place by starting off small at your house, just the two of you, I won't say anything. I promise.
Small? What do you mean by small?
Well, Darren told me that your whole house was only 700 square feet. Isn't that right? Later, if you two end up having a baby, that house would be too small, wouldn't it? Even still, it's your first home together as a new couple, so I really do think it would be okay for you both to live in your little place for now, while you're just starting out, even if it'd be kind of a waste.
Pamela, why were you trying to get in touch with me? Are you really contacting me to apologize right now? Or are you contacting me just to try and upset me again?
What did I do? I don't understand. Why are you getting all upset?
Of course my house isn't that big, Pamela. 700 square feet isn't a lot. I know that. But all of my property together is worth over $500,000 now. Do you think that that's small?
Wow, you're really well off. You're so lucky, Julie.
I have had a lot of time to think about all of this. When I consider everything that has happened between all of us, I realize I don't have any interest in marrying your son at all. Honestly, when I wasn't responding to your calls or messages, Darren was just begging me to get in contact with you. He wouldn't leave me alone. I was constantly getting notifications. He was sending me messages every day at the crack of dawn, and I finally decided to look at just one. And to be honest, Pamela, I feel really uncomfortable talking to you like this.
Wow, you're making a big mistake. Do you really think you'll be able to find another man like my son?
Oh, absolutely. Of course I can. I am no longer in love with your son. And now that I am back to my old self, now that I'm in my right mind again, I've been able to do some thinking. What on earth was I doing with such a loser like him in the first place? I'm so sick of that idiot mama's boy. Being with him was so exhausting. If my mom had been here to see all of this happening, she would have helped me to get rid of him much sooner. She would have chased him down and ripped out all of his hair.
What? What are you saying? Who do you think you even are to talk about my son in that way? What do you even mean? Chase him down? Rip out his hair? Have you lost your mind?
I mean exactly what I said, Pamela. My mom would have chased that mama's boy down and ripped all of his hair out. If my dad was alive, he would have helped. He would have chased him out of the house with one of his golf clubs. What a loser. I can't even believe it. Such a big mama's boy. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just blown away.
What in the world are you saying? Who are you calling a loser? Who do you think you're calling a mama's boy?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I said. Your son is a big loser and a mama's boy that can't manage to do a single thing on his own, let alone be in a healthy relationship. There's no way we would have ever been able to have a successful marriage together. It never would have worked out between us. He just listens to everything you say and goes along with it, even though it doesn't make any sense. He's a big, lousy mama's boy. Maybe it's time you stop looking at him as your child and start looking at him like a person. If you can't call him a big, lousy mama's boy, what do you think you can call him?
This is all just because I was saying all of the right things about that house, and you're just selfish. You don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about Darren or what all you'd be missing out on.
Yeah, that's right, Pamela. I'm selfish. Sure. You just keep telling yourself whatever you need to in order to make yourself feel better. I own my own home. That home is worth over $500,000. Let's say we actually went through with everything you wanted. Let's say you did give me that $40,000. Let's also say that I did make Darren a co-owner of my house. And then let's say that we did split it all 50-50. Now let's do the math together. We would both end up getting around $250,000 each. Someone who would want to get that much money after all of that would be normal to you. Isn't that right? And since I don't want that, you're calling me selfish. Yeah. I understand. You keep thinking that, Pamela.
Are you joking? How can you talk to me like that? Where are you right now? You need to come over here right now and get on your knees and beg for my forgiveness. I'm not going to let you get away with any of this.
Oh, dear. I'm so sorry, Pamela. I am actually a little busy right now. I was actually just looking for another man to share my $500,000 house with. A good one. One who doesn't listen to his mother's every word. Please tell your son to stop trying to contact me. Tell him to find somebody else that can give him what he needs. Good luck to you both. I hope you live a long life.
Hey! If you keep talking like that, things will turn out really badly for you. Hey, Julie. How have you been?
Man, I guess the app must have unblocked your number when I changed phones. What do you want, Pamela? Haven't you had enough of all of this?
Oh, so you blocked me. I guess that's the reason why I haven't been able to contact you for a while.
Pamela, I asked you what you wanted. There is no reason for you to be in contact with me. Darren and I broke up a long time ago.
That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. It's just that after you broke up with Darren, he's been having a really hard time. He's been so miserable. I don't know what to do or how to help him. Would you mind coming by the house sometime? Just as soon as you get a chance. I know you're probably very busy. But anyway, just in case you can't believe me when I tell you how bad things have gotten for Darren, I invited my sister as a kind of witness to help prove it to you.
Hello, Julia. It's nice to meet you. I'm Pamela's sister. She told me a bit about what happened between you and Darren. I heard you were really upset. That's very reasonable. I'm sure it was a lot for you. I think you should know that Darren has been losing a lot of weight. He really hasn't been the same since the two of you broke up. Could you please just make some time to come by and see him? Pamela and I both think it would really help. Oh, no. Not this again. Why in the world do you think I would go over there? And why are you talking to me like you know me or something? Who even are you? We've never even met. I'm sorry, Julie. I made a big mistake. I'll apologize to you 100 times if I have to. Please just come over and see my son again. I promise I won't say anything about your house ever again. I won't even say anything about how small it is. The fact that you have a house at all is a really big deal. It really is. You are right about your parents being really good people. I'm sorry for not being able to realize it before. You don't have to say anything else, Pamela. Stop talking nonsense and just end the conversation here while I'm letting you. If you don't, I will. No! Wait! Julie, please! If you just marry my son, I will give you $200,000 more on top of the original $500,000 I was going to give you in the beginning. I'll give you anything. I will do whatever it takes. Just say it. Whatever you need me to do. Money is not an object. Really? Please just save my son. I am begging you. He has been suffering so badly for so long. It breaks my heart to see him. He isn't the same person anymore. He hasn't been able to do anything at all. Oh dear. That is so unfortunate. I am sorry, Pamela, but I've already met someone else. He is the man of my dreams. I'm going to marry him. He and I are going to live in my $500,000 house and spend the rest of our lives together. So please stop contacting me. Stop trying to change things. You can't. It's all over. Julie, please, wait! Wait! Please don't be this way. Please just reconsider. I'll do anything. My soon-to-be mother-in-law and boyfriend worked really hard to try and swindle me out of my money and my property. They ended up swindling themselves out of my life. 6 months after Darren and I broke up, she called me, begging me to reconsider everything. She tried to convince me to marry him again. She was really persistent. She let it show how desperate she really was. I just hung up on her. I couldn't listen to it anymore. After all of that, Darren actually tried to come and see me every day for about 10 days. He would just stand there and wait in front of my house and in front of my job looking like a crazy person. It was awful. I couldn't deal with it anymore, and I eventually just called the police on him because he was basically stalking me. I heard he got some type of punishment in the end. I don't remember what it was now. Anyway, later, after all of that was over, he asked me how I could go so far. Of course he was really upset, but I didn't care. I did all of the right things. I made the right decision for everyone involved in the end. I guess those two really thought I was some kind of idiot or something. But I had no intention of getting fooled out of everything I owned like that. I met someone else. He treats me well. We got married and had a baby. From now on, I'll live a happy life with my new family. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.